Hey there, my name is Megan and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be ranking all of Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere novels. But before we go ahead and get on into the video, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the little bell icon so you can be notified every time I post new bookish content. I post new videos every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, and sometimes other days throughout the week. Also, don't forget to check down the description box below for links to all of my social media, my Buddy Read Discord, and my Patreon, where you can be entered into winning book giveaways from me. So I got inspiration for this video basically because I just finished The Bands of Mourning, which is the third book in the Mistborn Era 2 series, and I'm eagerly awaiting The Lost Metal coming out at the end of the year, and I thought it would be fun to just rank all of the Cosmere books that I have read, which are all of them. The only one I have not read is Arcanum Unbounded, which as far as I know is like a collection of short stories and just information about the Cosmere in general. It's not really like a book that fits into one of the specific stories, but I might be wrong on that. But I'm using tiermaker.com, so I will link down below where I got this specific template. Okay, so the first book on here is The Alloy of Law, which is book 1 in Mistborn Era 2, and let me see, I think I'm going to give that one kind of in the middle ranking by the Survivor's Scars, Kelsier. I really did like the book. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a different take on like the original Mistborn. I really liked Wax and Wayne and their interactions. I think they're like a great duo pair. I really like the humor. I just found like the plot, there wasn't as high of stakes, so I felt like the plot was a little bit weaker, but it was still a lot of fun. Okay, then we have Shadows of Self, and I will say that this is one of the Cosmere books that I struggled with the most. So I'm gonna give this one Rust and Ruin, and I don't really know why. I just found myself having difficulty connecting to Wax's main conflict, which has to do with the woman that he was in love with, and I cannot remember her name. Drawing a blank, but the woman that Wax is in love with and just kind of the reveals that happened around her, I don't know. I really didn't relate. I couldn't feel for it, and I just struggled with that plot a little bit. I think I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I might as well go to The Bands of Mourning. So I just finished The Bands of Mourning, and I'm going to rank that up with The Alloy of Law. I actually really liked The Bands of Mourning. I thought that the like group interaction of all the characters together, they were kind of acting like a group of heroes, and there was so much action in this book. There was this like really cool train robbery type scene. We really got just some more information about the world that expanded out beyond Allendale, so I really liked that. Okay, let's go to the Stormlight books. So I'm gonna try and go in order for these. Alrighty, so The Way of Kings. I really liked The Way of Kings. I thought it was an excellent introduction to the Stormlight books. It was a bit slow at times because it was the first book in a new series, so there was a lot of world building and background information, but I found myself kind of sucked into Kaladin's story of being a Dark Eyes and just how he got to be a bridge runner and just how he worked his way up. And I'm a sucker for underdog stories, and I think that Kaladin's story is a great underdog story. I think I gave this book 5 stars, but out of all of the Cosmere books, it's not one of my like all-time favorites. All right, then we have Words of Radiance. I loved Words of Radiance. I think that's one of my favorite Cosmere books, and I think it's because we just got so much more development of the characters, especially Shallan. I know a lot of people don't like Shallan, but I think she's a quite fascinating character, especially with her like dual nature type thing and just what we learn about her. You know, a lot of reveals with Shallan. All right, then we have Oathbringer, and I struggled with Oathbringer for some reason, and I think it's because I listened to that book on audio, and sometimes with audio I miss stuff gets lost in translation, and it lowers my enjoyment of the book, and I'm almost positive I listened to that entire thing on audio, and I just remember it being just not that engaging all the way up until the end. It was like all this stuff happened at the end, and that's where it really gripped me, and then it was a lot at the end very quickly. So there was that. Okay, and then we have Dawn Shard, We have Edge Dancer and Arcanum Unbounded, which I thought that Edge Dancer was a story in Arcanum Unbounded, so I'm not sure about that. That's the only thing I haven't read, so I'm going to skip that. But I have read Dawn Shard, and this is like a novella. It's not even a complete work. It fits into the Cosmere worlds, the Stormlight archives. This one's hard to rank because like it gave so much information about the different gods and about the different shards, and it really like opened up some mystery and intrigue, but it was just that. It was just a novella. So I'm just gonna rank it as Rust and Ruin, I guess. Not that I didn't like it, it just wasn't fulfilling as a complete story because it's not supposed to be. Alrighty, and then we have Rhythm of War, and I loved Rhythm of War. I'm so excited for the 5th book to come out in this series, for real. Okay, now let's look at his 2 standalone books. I'm going to start with Warbreaker. I really liked Warbreaker. And the reason I liked it so much is because it's a standalone, which I think is hard to find in fantasy, but it was a very, very complete story. The magic system, I think, is fascinating. I thought it was so interesting. Then we get introduced to like Vasher and Nightblood, and then we have the 2 main female characters that are just unique and strong in their own way. And I just, like I said, love the magic system. And then I also really liked Lightsong. I thought Lightsong was so funny. He just provided so much comedic relief, and then I loved how he like was always questioning his godhood. Like I thought that was hilarious. And then we have Elantris, and I know a lot of people don't like Elantris. I did like Elantris. Actually, I'm gonna move Elantris up. I mean, everybody talks bad about Elantris because it was Sanderson's first book, and the only thing I can think is that like the writing was a little bit dry, but I mean, it was a good story. It was a well fleshed out story. The story was interesting. The premise was interesting. You have this like, you know, city beyond this city that is rotted and ruined, and people are sent there to essentially become rotted and ruined themselves. And then our prince is sent there, and we have to figure out what's going on with it. And then we also have corruption within like the main city and the rulers. And then we have this really cool magic system where you have this, you know, kind of existential magic that interacts with these different characters. It's pretty cool. I personally wouldn't recommend it as a place to start with Brandon Sanderson, but if you're someone who loves his work and haven't read it yet, I don't see any reason not to read it. Alrighty, so lastly we have the Mistborn series. There are 2 Hero of Ages on here. Oh no, that's Mistborn: A Secret History. I just realized that. Okay, I have not read Mistborn: A Secret History, so I need to get caught up on some Sanderson. So I still have Edge Dancer to read, A Secret History, and Arcanum Unbounded. Oh, I thought I was like more caught up than I am. Okay, let's go to the famous Mistborn series. This was actually the first Brandon Sanderson book I read, was The Final Empire. And I honestly didn't even know who Sanderson was. I just picked it up like randomly in the bookstore one day, and it sat on my shelf for a while before I picked it up, and I read it and I was like, what is this weirdness? But I'm gonna give this one colors because it gripped me. It really gripped me. I think that the magic system is super cool. You're literally ingesting these metals to get these enhanced abilities and become a Mistborn. I thought the concept of the Lord Ruler, this immortal being that's not really immortal but is only immortal because of magic, was just a wild thought. I will say that same thing that happened with Way of Kings. It was a world building type book, and then we have what happened with Kelsier at the end, which to be honest I was not expecting, and I really was like a little sore about it for a while. I'm like, I can't believe that Sanderson did that. That can't be right, just because of the relationship that he had developed with Vin. So okay, then we have the Well of Ascension. This is my favorite Mistborn book. I found the idea of the Well of Ascension utterly fascinating, and I just loved like the stories behind it and how the Lord Ruler came to it. I loved the Well of Ascension. I think it's like one of the best kind of middle books in a series I've ever read. This is making me want to reread Mistborn, by the way, guys. And then finally we have the Hero of Ages. Oof. I'm gonna have to put it at the top. Why did I love the Hero of Ages? Because so many questions were answered. Who the heck is the Hero of Ages? I will tell you, I thought it was some person for the entire series, and Hal Sanderson just flip-flops that entire prophecy, just was like, whoa, what? And this was such an epic book because just the battle scenes at the end and just Vin's transformation as a person was just awesome. Ellen's transformation was awesome. Like, just the growth of these characters over such a short series, or only 3-book series, was just phenomenal. So I can't not rave about the Hero of Ages because just so much happened that I wasn't expecting. Okay, you guys, so there is my ranking for Sanderson's Cosmere books. So obviously I'm a big fan of his work, and really all of his books are enjoyable in some shape or form. So I do have some catch up to do, 3 here at the bottom that I still need to read. But yeah, that is it for my ranking, guys. Let me know in the comments maybe how you would rank Sanderson's books, or for the ones that I haven't read, Arcanum Unbounded and Edge Dancer, which I do own. I don't own Mistborn and Secret History, but if there's any of those 3 that I should read and prioritize before the Lost Metal comes out, then let me know. And also, guys, don't forget that I am actually part of Brandon Sanderson's Kickstarter. My husband pledged for me as a birthday present, and I will be doing some giveaways for some of the swag out of the swag boxes that I'm going to be receiving starting January 2023. And I will be receiving the 4 secret novels that Brandon Sanderson went ahead and published kind of under the radar. So make sure you have hit that subscribe button as well as the bell icon so you can be notified whenever I post videos pertaining to Sanderson and the giveaways I'm doing. All right, you guys, that is it for my tier ranking video, and I will see y'all in another video soon. Goodbye.